Donny the Bull. What do you remember about that fight, Roy? Was that an easy fight?
Yeah, first round. I trained so hard because I was in prison with him, and he was knocking out a few screws and that, and so we became friends. And then I went over to Barnet Fair and had about 3 fights with gypsies, Bare-knuckle, and I'd done them, and they said, "Yeah, you're right, but you can't do Donny the Bull Adams." You know, so I said, I'll have it with him. So that was it. We had it together, and I knew he could have a row. So I trained so hard. And when I hit him, he was only half a punch and he went over. I couldn't believe it, so I just kept hitting him. And I had so much energy and hate in me for him. I picked him up. The referee said, "That's it, Roy." I was helping him up. I wasn't. I just do him again. And over he went. I jumped on him and everything. I just had to get rid of the energy. That's why when Tyson done it once, he hit a geezer once, and he went over and he kept on after the referee tried to pull him about, but he went on after him because yes, you know, you got that energy in you and you ain't used it up, so it just goes.
And you get a kind of sort of adrenaline rush.
Adrenaline rush, yeah. About that.
Do you ever get sort of scared, as it were, when you're going to walk in the ring, or is it you're not bothered?
No. If they said I ain't nervous, I think they're fibs. But no, you're nervous because you know you don't know what's going to happen. You might catch you with a funny punch or whatever. But the adrenaline goes, and all I want to do is get in there and put this right through the body and get hold of his backbone. No, I just want to hurt him.
Because he had quite a reputation, didn't he, Donny?
Yeah,
He hadn't lost, did he, before that?
No. He was. That's what I said. I was trying so hard for him, thinking that I'm going to have a terrible row, but I didn't. It was.
And wasn't there a problem afterwards with the car parking money or something?
Yeah. I done that geezer. Yeah, I forget, he owns a pub. But I went back.
Did you went round?
I went round this pub and Donny the Bull came in, and the geezer called the Bear used to be a miner of the Grey Twins. And I said, "You got to get the money." Well, I said, "No, what is that?" I said, "I'd have the money for the car parking." So I went, bang! And out he went. And you can see Donny look on Donny the Bull's face, went, "Yeah, I know what they're like." And I picked him out. I said, "No, I'll be coming around every week to pick up bits and pieces," and that's what I've done. Because I used to have to go past his pub to look after a pub called the Cricketers, where I used to look after the door there. So I just every week just went and I got me the full money back. So you don't.
And what kind of money could you pick up in them days for those bare-knuckle fights? You know, like the ones at Barnet.
Well, I don't have the text.
No.
Quite
a few quid.
A good living, yeah. A good living.
Well, that's good.
So with Frank Fraser, I mean, he's a small guy, and does
his reputation? I mean, obviously, is like major.
Well, I was in Pentonville with him, and 2 of the other most feared blokes in the prisons. One was called Jimmy Andrews, and the other one was called Jimmy Essex. And Frank is the biggest out of all of them. And they was the 3 most feared. You know, you can bash them up one day, but they come back tomorrow and cut your throat.
And wasn't there an incident in the prison? I think it was it Jimmy Essex or was Jimmy Andrews where there was something happened in the queue, didn't it? And with one of the guys, and then he came back later.
Yeah, that was Essex. Yeah.
Well, what happened there?
He pushed. We was queuing up for the dinner, and he pushed it in front of him. Oi, at the back. He went, "Get him out, you old man." And it's stronger words than that. He said that. And so Jimmy went, "All right," and he went into this cell. And they got the, you've got spare socks, vests and things stuck on a little thing in the corner, and the salt pot. So you get the salt pot, stuck it in the sock. He said, "Old man, now my splosh." Smashed him in the face, and over he went.
And wasn't he, when he left prison, was he killed or something, or was that one of the two? I can't remember which one.
No, Jimmy Andrews got killed. Yeah, he got shot. Yeah.
What kind of training did you do when you were in prison?
Oh, it's all the powerlifting. It was all the weights.
And how many sort of hours a day would you do that?
Oh, we'd do that good hour and a half, 2 hours a day. And then when I went to Hull, the only place I know, they'd done boxing.
What's the main thing when you were banged up for 18 years that actually kept you going? Was there one?
No, I've done it. I know exactly the words what I said. What the question just asked me. I said, Well, they took away my liberty, but they ain't to take away my health. And I trained in the cell, doing it with a bed, the arm bed, and press ups and up, you know, handstand, press all the time. Because in them days, you didn't come out yourself association for 4 years, so you had to do 4 years before you go into the gym and that. But then when I'd done my time, the 4 years I was up in the gym all the time. I just loved it in there. Got rid of all the excess energy, the hate, that builds up.
What was your very first fight like?
As a child, were you?
I was up at Stepney, and my uncle, that was when my dad died, and so my uncle looked at me like a dad, and he took me to the boxing and everything, and he took me down to this club, and I had my first fight. A bag of nerves I was, but I went out and I stopped him in 2 rounds, and it just took on from there. But even the trainer, Harry something his name was, he said it's just a natural, the things I was doing, they have to sort of be there, and like months teaching them how to body punch and how to move and all that, but I just rolled off me, easy.
And what was your outfit like on your first fight?
Oh yeah, I wore I didn't have no shorts on, I think, so I had plimsolls on, and I had my sister's swimming costume, the top tucked down in the thing of me. And that was it.
What did your opponent think?
And he had all flash shorts and boxing boots and vests and everything, so he looked a bit like that. Even frightened me a little bit more. I thought, but it wasn't. I just went out more with adrenaline, nerves, just bang, 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 and over he went.
And didn't he take you then to do these sort of police dues?
Yeah, no, my uncle used to take me to all the boxing shows around the East End, and all of a sudden he'd disappear, then he'd come back and said, right, I've got you a fight. And we went to a boxing show at Bethnal Green, it was where the police were fighting, and he went down to film me again, and come back, I've got you a fight, right. So I went down, I borrowed someone's shorts and whatever, and I went and done Nell Bill.
Can you tell us when your uncle introduced you to Mickey Duff? Because you say in the book you didn't feel that Mickey Duff took you very seriously to begin
that's
with.
right. No, that's it. Obviously, Mickey Duff gets loads of people saying, "Look after this boy. This one's good and whatever." But so Mickey Duff come down this gym. I went up at Great Portland Street years, and my uncle took me down there, and they put me with I forget something Lake his name was, and he was an eight round fighter. So that means he's a lot more experienced than me. But I went in with him. And they stopped it in the 3rd round. There was it was supposed to be sparring, but what happens? He cut his head on my eye. Normally, if someone nuts your nut, the eye goes. But I come in and I went like that, and my eye hit his head, so blood was flinging down his face. So they stopped the fight. But Mickey Duff went, yes, I'm interested. Then from there I went up to the Thomas and Beckett and trained up there.
Didn't he later sort of deny that he'd managed you or something?
No,
were the records changed
because
or something?
in that Time Out magazine, he said, in it, he said, I ain't got a thing. He said, Roy Shaw was the most exciting fighter that I had under my wing at that time in my career.
Yeah. And do you think, when you came out of prison, when they denied you the licence, that must be a crushing blow for you.
It was, yeah. No, that was, I come out after, I got a Borstal, and then I escaped from Borstal. That's when I turned pro with Mickey Duff. And then I had a terrible row in the Ilford Pally. And I got nicked there, so we want you anyway. So they went back and got 3 years for that. And that's when I come out from the 3 years. I wanted to get my licence back. I was only still young, about 21 or something. So I went up for the border control and I said, where you been for the last 2 years, 3 years? I said, well, I've been working all over the country, lagging pipes up in Birmingham, Leicester, and all over the place. But they're all QCs on the boxing board. All they've got to do is pick up the phone, CRO, and they know all about you. And it was just quick as that. So they sent me a letter and I said, no, they wouldn't give me my licence back. So that's when I had to do something. So I went out robbing bank vans and doing what they call blags.
Well, tell us about.
But I don't advise that to anybody else to get onto that nowadays, because it's a wasted most of my life away in prison because of all that.
Tell us about Borstal. What was Borstal like?
Oh, that was when in Borstal you get what they call daddies. You know, they're like the governor can have the best fight and all that. So we only just got there this night, and that I was sent to Husk in Hull, and Husk in Wales, and they had what they call the jug. That's the confined, blocked up place, and then the camp. Well, the camp fighters were coming over to meet the jug fighters. And so they said to me, you've boxed in your short? I went, yeah. He said, would you want to come and see how you shape up against the camp? I said, yeah. So the geezer from the jug was there, and he said, hey, have a little couple of rounds with me. I went, all right. And true, I just went bing. It was only it was only just a feeling like banging his sparring, you know. But he went over. I said, you all right? He went, phew. So then the daddy of the jug said, yeah, we'll have it with me now then. So I went, all right. And, so I went out for a fight with him, and so I'd done him. And then when the camp come up, obviously they said, you know, you can't have a row, this fella. So they fit me up with the daddy of the camp, and I done him, all in the first round this was. And so I was the daddy of the two things really, but I never used any, like they used to get them to make the tea for them and clean out the cell and all that. Well, I done nothing like that. And the governor knew that I was a sort of straight geezer, so he gave me a job chopping down trees in Wales, and that's what I've done. I loved it in there, chopping down the trees and everything, you know, and getting fit up the gym. I really enjoyed being in Borstal. But then I got this two pals of mine. One was called Buckley, and Flapper Stern. He's still alive today, Flapper Stern. But he's like an old time gangster. Yeah, he said, we'll have that, mate, you know, yeah, like James Cagney used to do, you know. And he said, come on, we'll have it. I went, no, I'm all right, I'm happy in here. He said, no, come on. He said, you go to the West End, get hold of the birds, he said, and big cars. I went, well, you know, all right, I'll have some of that. And that's it, so we escaped.
And you hit, was it the doctor
The
or
doctor,
something?
yeah. We knew he'd come out at 8 o'clockish after finishes, you know, his medical stuff. And getting his car, so we waited there and whacked him, nicked his car, and that was it. And then we got on a coal train, and it'd been raining, so we was wet and the coal was wet. We was like three black men when we got off, you know. But as the car pulled up at the traffic lights, I said, all right, mate, come on, going up to the station. So he didn't know what to do, but anyway, he took us to the nearest station, and we got out, and that's where we all split up. And they got nicked, I think, just a week, 2 weeks, later.
And didn't you met up with him back
Yeah,
in...
then we went. Then I said, then I got nicked. So I went up to Cardiff prison, and they don't like us, the Welsh people up there. And we think you're London gangsters. And we was whacking. I was put some more spuds on there. No, you've had enough whacking them. And so they separated me. Oh no, they had me in this cell. So the chief came in. The grey-headed chief he was. He went, sure. He said, we're moving you over to the hospital. I said, you ain't. I said, I ain't gonna go nowhere. He said, look. He said, I never had a grey hair in my head. He said, till you three come here. He said, now do me a favour, please go over to the hospital. So I went, all right. So I packed me again and went over to the hospital, and then there was a big spade over there. I whacked him, so I didn't know what to do with me then. Anyway, we went up to for our trial. Well, normally they take you back to Cardiff, and then they select what prison you've got to go in. And it only takes like 2 or 3 months. But we got sentenced on the Wednesday. I was off. It moved us all, you know, on the Friday. The next day, they thought they had enough of us free in there, and that's when it all started.